Live! Woohoo! We're live on another episode of whatever the heck this is. This is Quarantiki. Quarantiki number 147. 3 dots and a dash. So we're going to be talking about the 3 dots and a dash this evening. We're going to be doing a little experimentation with it and see what comes out of it. So the 3 dots and a dash is a drink that comes to us from the 1940s, but we are going with a 1960s era recipe because it's the only one we got. It was uncovered by Jeff Beachbum-Berry, and am I speaking?
No, I was looking to see because my mic had not been on.
Oh, okay. So it was uncovered by Jeff Beachbum-Berry. This is the recipe from the Las Vegas Don the Beachcomber restaurant from the 1960s. And it was originally published in Jeff Beachbum-Berry's Sippin' Safari, which I happen to have a signed copy of. Yes, because I got to meet Jeff at Inuele not this year, but last year, and that was amazing and very, very cool. So before we do that,
you should explain. This is the other version of that shirt.
Oh yeah, we'll get to this shirt. Okay. Yeah, because the shirt's not the same. It's not the shirt you thought, right? It's a different shirt. It looks the same, but it's a different shirt. But there are multiple things to discuss, and we should discuss them over some rum. What do you think?
Yes.
That sounds like a plan. So the 3 dots and a dash is one of those cocktails that uses a rum agricole as its primary rum. And so as a consequence, I thought we would dig out one of our sipping rum agricoles and use that. Ooh. So this is the HSE. This clocks in at 45%. Martinique rum, in order to be labeled a rum agricole, a true rum agricole with the appellation from Martinique, it has to be Martinique rum. It has to be from sugarcane pressings. It cannot be from molasses. It cannot be from sugarcane syrup, anything else along those lines. And there's a whole bunch of other restrictions. It's the French. So, just like
there's restrictions.
There's restrictions, just like champagne, just like cheese, all that sort of thing. What are you staring at?
I'm trying to figure out what that envelope is.
What is that envelope? Oh, that envelope, it goes, it's with part of the Mysterious Package Company stuff.
Okay.
Yep. So we're going to pour a little of this. We're going to take some sips, and we're going to enjoy this much like we enjoyed last night's dinner. So I'm gonna put a plug in here. This is a shameless plug. Before COVID, we had the opportunity to go to the omakase table at Sushi Taro twice, and it was amazing. And about a year into COVID, Sushi Taro closed its doors. They were still doing some takeout stuff, but they stopped doing the omakase table, and then for a while, they closed their doors entirely, and they were only doing
takeout.
in either takeout or in-home catering, right? But when we finally got, so we thought we were going to lose Sushi Taro. We absolutely did.
Right.
And then they reopened.
Without the omakase table.
And they said they're not opening the omakase table. And then about a year later, they opened the omakase table, and we went. So for those of you that don't know what an omakase table is, essentially it is you and the chef, and a multi-course meal. Some portion of that is sashimi, some portion of that is sushi. Other dishes are prepared by the chef. And it is absolutely amazing. It is wondrous. It is great. It is a little pricey, but it is easily up there in the top 4 or 5 meals that we have ever had. And we've been there 3 times. So yeah, amazing, amazing meal. So we're celebrating being in a place where we can actually go to the omakase table at Sushi Taro, and Sushi Taro having their omakase table back. Oh, and here's to Huey and Kathy for stepping in quasi last minute to replace other folk that were going to go with us, but ended up
not being able to go.
And and apparently they liked it. Yeah, I think that was yep. So if you've not had a rum agricole before,
it is so different.
It is so completely different from molasses-based rums. The terroir absolutely comes through because, well, it is sugarcane pressings. It is like within hours of the sugarcane being cut. it is pressed and the juice is in a fermentation tank. So yeah, it absolutely has that character of the land that you absolutely cannot get from molasses-based rums. Okay, technically, I guess if you're using the cane from a particular piece of land, you are making the sugar there and only using the molasses from there. But even still, so much of the character of that is just removed in that whole process of going from raw sugar to molasses, or actually going from the sugar cane to the raw sugar to the molasses. You just lose so much of those elements. It has much more grassy vegetal tones than you will get from any molasses-based rum. You can still get the vanilla notes in there, and in this particular case, we have an aged Martinique, and the 3 dots and a dash calls for an aged Martinique, so you can get some of those vanilla and oak flavors to it. Speaking of oak, we were able to taste the Ronde Barrilito 4 and 5 star earlier this week. These rums are only available at the distillery. No, we did not go there. We have friends that went to the distillery and brought home bottles. And at least in the case of the 5-year, there is rum that has been aged up to 35 years in the bottle of Ronde Barrilito 5 years. So it is clearly blended with younger rums, because otherwise all you would taste is tannin and wood. But it is the most tannic rum I think I have ever had. You don't get so much of the wood up front, but on the back end, once the liquid is gone, your tongue just dries up the way you would with a great big heavy tannic red wine or something. It's very bizarre, not the sort of thing you expect from a rum. So that was fun. That was very cool. And a shout out to Freya, by the way. In case you're watching, Terry and Emily, here's to Freya. Their pup was in the hospital and seems to be making a full recovery, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. Last week, we did have a new Tiki thing, or a new cocktail bar item thing, and we didn't show it off. And I'm not actually going to show it off this week either, because, well, I don't really have it. The 3 dots on the dash doesn't require it, and, well, I can't think of anything to do with it that is related to the 3 dots on the dash. But we decided, just on the basis of Greg from How to Drink, in fact, that it was worth it to go ahead and purchase one of these. So this is a smoker. So usually I just use like a pine board. I dump stuff on it, I burn that, and turn the glass over on it. Well, what this allows me to do is to take a glass of various sizes. So there's a normal rocks glass. Here's a Mai Tai glass, and this will fit over both. This wood goes here. Your little basket goes here. You put whatever you would like to smoke in this little basket, and then cover it. And because of the holes down here, the smoke just pours forth into the glass, and you get wonderful smoky, toasty flavors through the glass. I don't have handy. I do have some wood chips that I could put in there, but I was looking for something a little more interesting. But we'll do it later. We'll do it at some other time. You could put cinnamon in there. You could certainly burn cinnamon, put that in there, or wood chips. And what you'll see is the smoke just come down in there. Very nice, very simple, and not at all expensive. So, sure, why not? We did a couple of cocktails with it over the week, and it was very nice. I do have to play around with amounts and types of the wood chips that go in there, just to get a better sense of what I want to achieve. So what else? As long as we're sipping here, I should sip on some water too. The shirt, right? We were going to mention the shirt. So last week I wore a sort of a turquoisey shirt with black cats on it that looks very similar to this, but isn't. Right, there we go. There's the, nope, other side. Yeah, can't do that.
Cat.
There we go. Right, cats. Very much in the mid-century America style, very much the shag. If you're familiar with the artist Shag, this is very much his style of cat. There's also, there's somebody else that does cats like this, and I cannot remember her name
Oh,
offhand.
Kitty Kitty Bang Bang.
That wasn't the name I was thinking of, but okay. If
So
you say
at,
so.
in Hulele, there's an
Inhuele.
artist
Oh,
that
right.
does a bunch of those. But yes. Oh, and we have
but-
checking in from Bora Bora.
Matt and Gabby?
Yes.
Matt and Gabby checking in from Bora Bora, which is a French Polynesian territory. Hello, French rum. Yep. Wow, the smoke off this incense is just coming straight at me. Wait, go. All right. Congrats, Matt and Gabby. We have been just hanging on every photo that you post, and I think I'm just going to have to steal some of those photos and put them in maybe a big photo frame and stick them up here or something so that you can just see the fabulous Bora Bora and Moorea and wherever else you went, Tahiti, someplace else. There was some other place, I think. I don't know. It's amazing, just gorgeous. Clear water. Just the food looks absolutely amazing. Blah, 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 blah. What was I saying? Oh, shirt, yes. We thought the cat shirts would be cute, and so the call went out for Christmas, and my mother purchased some Tiki cat shirts, and the intent was that I would have one and Star would have a matching one. And when they got here, I got one, and I got a second, because apparently it fits me and reasonably well. Although it's a weird fit. Like the line of the shoulder is like way down here, so it's very strange. But I can get away with wearing it, so the shirts aren't going to waste. Very much a fly by night shirt shop. On the same par with Wish in terms of quality, but still, it's kind of cool. You guys all liked the black cat top, so I thought I'd wear the other black cat top for this week. How's that? That explain that? So we've got the smoker. We've got what else did we get? We got the smoker. We talked about the rum. We talked about the shirt.
We talked about dinner.
We talked about dinner. The peanut butter boxes here. I don't know if it's a stupid commercial for Chewy, I think it is, where they deliver the dog food and that sort of thing to the house, and there's a great big St. Bernard, and the St. Bernard knows that when that box comes, it means they're getting treats wrapped up in peanut butter, or pills wrapped up in peanut butter. So he thinks it's the peanut butter box, and he's got this big deep voice, and it's like, the peanut butter box is here. I don't know. It has just ingrained itself into my brain. No, that was not intended to be a plug for Chewy, but whatever. Let's do a 3 dots and a dash. How's that? Unless there's questions or shout outs I need to do.
No?
Nope. Get on with making a drink, Pooch. Okay, so the standard 3 dots and a dash starts with honey mix, right? So it goes with the honey mix for the sweet component. The sour component is lime juice. Part of the weak component is orange juice. And the strong component to this is an amber or aged rum agricole and some Demerara rum. In addition to that, you have a couple of other ingredients added. You have a 1/4 ounce of falernum and a 1/4 ounce of allspice dram. You also have a dash of Angostura that goes in there, just kick a little bit of spice on that. So what we're going to do is we are going to take a look and make the 3 dots and a dash in the way that the 3 dots and a dash is supposed to be made. But then we are going to go on a journey. We are going to take the 3 dots and a dash and take out ingredients and see how necessary they are. See if you actually can taste a difference to the cocktail when certain of these ingredients are removed or changed. And in this case, we're going to start with a 3 dots and a dash the way it was intended to be made, and then we're going to start pulling out ingredients, and we'll do those essentially 2 at a time. But to start with, we are going to do 3 dots and a dash the way it is intended, the way God intended in the 1960s at Don the Beachcombers restaurant in Las Vegas. Okay, so first of all, we need a 1/2 ounce of honey mix. I am using a 2-to-1 honey mix, and this honey, this is special honey that went in here. This is actually from one of my coworkers, Carolyn, and her husband. have bees, and they bottle their own honey, which is pretty awesome. And so last year I picked up some of their honey, and now I'm using it in cocktails. This is not the bottle that it comes in. This is just a squeeze bottle that I put the honey mix in. Why do we use honey mix? Why do we mix honey with water before we put it in? Because honey will seize if you put it in with ice. It just gets really, really hard and it doesn't stay in the cocktail. So you don't want to do that. So we're going to go with a half ounce of this 2-to-1 honey mix. There we go. That's it. There you go. There's 3. No, that's not quite it. Okay, so then we need our sour components, and that is lime juice. Half ounce of lime juice, or your citric component. So here is a half ounce of lime juice. I'm guessing this looks really annoying because I'm having to look through the bottom of my glasses. So it's like, oh, and look, I'm pouring now a half ounce of... Yeah, so what we might do is this. We'll just take these away. I don't need those. They can go away. I need them for seeing things far away, which is usually the menu that I have over here. But I think I can get away with that. Okay, so we have a half ounce of orange juice goes in this. This is fresh squeezed. There we go. There's the orange juice. And now the rums. And the rums go with a half ounce of a Demerara rum. And we're going to use the exact same rum for all of these. So we are going to use the Eldorado 8-year fine Demerara rum. You can use any of the Eldorados for this. You can use any Demerara rum. They're all coming from the same distillery because there is only one left in Guyana. The Demerara River runs through Guyana. That's how these guys get their name. If you're not,
You have multiple stills.
they have many stills because, amongst other things, as various other distilleries went out of business, the Diamond Distilling in Guyana bought all of the other stills, and they have some of the oldest stills on the planet and some of the rarest. They have like the wooden coffee still, which we've talked about in the past, which is an amazing thing and a key ingredient in any of the black tot rums, any of the British Navy style rums that are out there. Half ounce, only a half ounce of the Demerara rum. So this is going to add a little bit of sweetness, a little orangeness to it, and help round out the rum agricole. You're just getting a little bit of that molassesy flavor or molasses-based rum flavor. But your primary ingredient in this cocktail is rum agricole. And here we are going with the Duquesne, not Duquesne, that is Duquesne. When we were at a tiki bar in
Poughkeepsie,
New York, many
which is
years
now
ago.
closed.
Yeah, it's very much closed. That tiki bar is closed. We should have been going to Fuchsia instead, except Fuchsia wasn't open at that point. They introduced us to this series of rums, the Duquesne rums, and we were like, what? Pretty sure that's not how it's pronounced, but yeah, it is in fact Duquesne. I'm going to double check my jigger here and make sure that that is the 1.5 ounce mark. There we go. Yep. So we're going to go 1.5 ounces of rum agricole. Aged rum agricole, that's the amber color is coming here. In this case, because it is a French rum agricole, and it is heavily controlled by the French, we know this color is coming from the barrel, not from caramel coloring added to it. Okay, so we know there's some age on that. That's good. Next up, the ingredients we're going to be playing around with. So we need a 1/4 ounce of falernum. So here we're going to be using the Bitter Truth Golden Falernum, 1/4 ounce. Not quite that much. Here, I'll just add this to, here we go. That's perfect. We'll just add that to the HSE, that's fine. And then the same thing, 1/4 ounce of an allspice dram. You could use any allspice dram you like. Likewise, you could use any falernum you like. We just happen to have a bottle of the St. Elizabeth's allspice dram, easy to get in Virginia. So we're going to go 1/4 ounce of that. Wow, this pours quickly. There we go. 1/4 ounce there. 1 ounce, or 1 ounce, yeah, 1 dash, not ounce, dash of Angostura bitters. So there you go. There's a dash of Angostura bitters. There's some question on dashing that I've recently been exposed to. that says that there's a significant difference between the volume of a dash when you're using a large bottle of Angostura and when you're using small bottles of Angostura. And this dasher bottle is smaller than the small bottle of Angostura. So as a consequence, I'm going to go with a second dash. And we're just going to make that consistent across all of these. So there's a second dash of Angostura, which should be roughly equivalent to one large dash. Okay, now then, this is a drink that gets blended, and blended for no, I shouldn't say blended. It goes on a spindle blender, but it's not really blended. It's just aerated and the ingredients thrown together. Blending usually involves a longer process. This, 5 seconds at most on your blender. So we are going to add some ice to this. I'm going to use a combination of pebble ice, so there's some pebble ice, and actual crushed ice. There we go. And I did measure, this guy is roughly 3 ounces, and the recipe calls for 6 ounces of ice. So there we go, we're right on target, and we're gonna go with a 4 count? Let's go with a 4 count, right? 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. That's it, that's all, there you go. That is a 3 dots and a dash. Well, okay, technically it's not a 3 dots and a dash yet. So this goes in any mug you would like. I often get, when I have and order out this drink because I really like it, I will often get it served in a Mai Tai glass. That's pretty standard. But tonight we are going Tiki glasses because I want to. And so we are going to dig out the Netherworld Haunted House Tiki mug. Right? This comes to us from Horror in Clay. Jonathan, shout out to you guys. Love this mug. Very cool detail. There's bamboo here. There's bones strapped to the bamboo. There's a little jack-o'-lantern. There's ghosts rising up out of the flames. There's a shovel here. It's just very, very cool. All right, so we're just going to dump this in here. Open pour. Just dump it in. And then we rinse the tin. Still not done. This is not a 3 dots and a dash in a standard bar because it actually does have a canonical garnish with it. So you may be asking yourself, why is this drink called the 3 dots and a dash? Well, it's called 3 dots and a dash because that's Morse code for victory. And so coming out of the 1940s, after the end of World War II, this drink was so good, it was essentially named Victory. And the canonical garnish for that is, in fact, 3 cocktail cherries and something to represent the dash. Often that's a pineapple, chunk of pineapple. It can be a stick of cinnamon, or in this case, we have gelatinized coconut meat. And that's going to go right there. And that, my friends, is a 3 dots and a dash. In case you're wondering what kind of cherries we are using American grown and made Peninsula premium cocktail cherries because they're really good. They do need to be refrigerated, unlike Luxardo's, but I think they're actually better than Luxardo's. I really do. And the coconut gel in syrup, this is the Chaco brand. We just get this from our local international market. That's one of the fun things about Tiki, is it takes me to the international market and I see things and I don't know what they are, I don't know what they taste like, and I buy them anyway, and then I incorporate them into cocktails, either actually into the cocktail itself or into the garnish. I myself had never, I don't think I'd ever seen a banana flower before except in the wild, and then I started seeing them at the international market, and now every time we throw a Tiki party, I have to have them for garnishing because they're just so pretty. So here we go.
Keith is drinking pusseries.
Oh, that's really good. There's a reason I like this cocktail.
Now I have to remember not to steal
Did-
this away.
Okay, hold on a sec. Did I miss the ½ ounce of orange juice?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Uh-oh.
Your orange juice is full.
My orange juice is really full, but no, I didn't because I shook it up. I remember.
Okay.
Okay, all right. I was looking at how full that was, and I was like, wait, I don't know.
That's good.
That is really good, isn't it?
I'm
Okay.
going to leave it here because if I take it back, I'm going to drink it all.
Right, and that's not what we need here.
That's not what
right?
we need
so
tonight.
This needs to sit
I
here.
want to, but
Right. It will dilute as we go, so its
Right.
flavor profile will change some over time, but that's okay. We at least have a baseline to operate from. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to start with removing ingredients. Because I'm not so sure, well, no, I am sure, I cannot pull out the allspice dram from that. I cannot pull out the falernum and say, okay, there, I taste the falernum. I'm not sure that I can do that with the... I know what the combination of an aged rum agricole and a demerara is, but I don't know what it would be like if I pulled the demerara out, right? What that would do to the drink. I also don't know what we would do with if we replaced the honey syrup with something else. It's hard to pull out the flavor of the honey syrup. I know it's there and it's different from a simple syrup, but it's really hard to tell when it's all combined together. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 of the 3 dots and a dash, but for one of them, we are not going to use falernum, and for the other one, we are not going to use allspice dram. And we're going to see just how different they are. Now, in order to maintain proportions and to maintain the dilution level, what we're going to do is for this one, where we're getting rid of the falernum, we are just going to increase the amount of allspice dram. And for this one, of course, we'll do the opposite. We'll take out the allspice dram and increase the amount of falernum. And we'll see where that gets us. So, first of all, both cases, we are going to go 1/2 ounce of honey mix. You know, I am curious as to what time it is in Bora Bora. I'm sure Matt and Gabby can tell us.
yeah.
European time zones I'm pretty okay with, but Bora Bora, it's the opposite direction. I don't know. Is it like 8 hours behind?
No. My Google tells me it's 3 in the afternoon.
Yesterday.
No,
No.
Sunday.
Sunday. What? Okay, I don't know. Wait, right, because they're... No, okay, never mind. Let's not
it's
do
the
this.
other way.
It's math is hard right now. Okay, so
Right.
we're going to go 1/2 ounce of lime juice in both of these. Fresh squeezed, of course. So a couple of weeks ago, we had John Schott here, and he introduced us to the lime super juice, which uses the juice of 1 lime and essentially a lime oleo that is corrected for acid by adding in some malic acid and some citric acid. And it provides you with it's not shelf stable, but it's stable for about a week and keeps its vibrancy on the lime juice. And that's really cool and really nifty. But I did want to offer one insight into that. There be dragons here. Because this is how you wind up. It's like, oh, well, okay, so if I take fresh lime juice, but I do this to it, it'll last a little longer. Oh, well, you know, nobody's going to notice if I just take out the malic acid and just use citric acid. And pretty soon what you're using is a citric acid solution with no fresh lime juice in it. And we are right back at the 1970s and 80s, and we are not going there. It is not going to happen. Right, so... lime juice. Did I do the orange juice? Oh, no. No, I did not do the orange juice. Right? Looking in there, there's no sense of orange in there. Right? Man, I hope I'm right on that. Oh, wait, I could just stick my finger in my jigger. Yeah, that's not orange. People are commenting.
Nope.
Nope. 1/2 ounce. 1/2 ounce orange juice. 1.5 ounces Duquesne. So apparently Duquesne was imported by Ed Hamilton at one point. I thought it was La Favorite. So we will have to check on that. There was some show that I was watching the other day. I think it's Spike's Breezeway, and he had Ed Hamilton on there, and was mentioning rum's agricole and bringing those into the States. And I could have sworn he said that he brought Duquesne in and not La Favorite, but I don't know. We'll have to find out. El Dorado, 8-year, half ounce. Okay. Next up, let's go with the falernum on the left. Right? I've probably changed my mind 3 times now, but we're going to go double falernum on the left. So that's going to be a half ounce instead of a quarter ounce. Right? And on the other side, we're going to go half ounce allspice dram. There you go. Dashes of Angostura. Star keeps chuckling.
That's why you would be confused.
That's why I'd be confused. Did he import both?
Yes.
He imported both. Okay,
Yes.
That's good. All right, I don't feel so bad. Okay, so there's our dashes of Angostura in here. We need the ice. So again, we're going to go 3 ounces pebble ice. Thank you, Holly. 3 ounces pebble ice. And what is that? I don't know what that is, but it doesn't need to be in my ice. Okay. And there's 3 ounces of crushed ice and another 3 ounces of crushed ice. Also, thank you, Holly, because she's the reason we have an ice crusher as well. Okay, so here we go. This is the falernum only. There we go. Wipe off the spindle. And then we have the allspice dram only. There we go. 2 ounces of rum in each of these cocktails. The rums are 40 and 40, I think. Yep, 40 and 40%. So we're not talking overproofs or anything else here. So here we go. I've got the 2. We're going to go geeky tikis. And for the first one, we are going to go Frodo. You can tell it's Frodo. Frodo has the ring, right? That's the Bitter Truth falernum.
Okay. So Frodo has falernum.
Frodo has falernum. F for F, right? There's that. And then the allspice dram. I don't know what the connection is. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know what the connection is with Gandalf, but we're going to go with Gandalf. So there we go. That goes right in there. We need garnishes. So here we go. 3 dots and a dash on Frodo. And 3 dots and a dash on Gandalf, which doesn't fit, but okay. So it'll just go there and it'll drip all over the glass and that'll be fine. Fine, just fine. Other things we need to do here, we need straws, right? So let's use some Surfside Sip straws. Right? Surfside Sips, these are bamboo glass straws. We love them. And if you want these same kind of straws, you can get those from Surfside Sips. And you can actually get a discount on them if you use the promo code Lovecraft, capital LOVECRAFT. And that will get you some percentage off and a kickback from us, or kickback to us, not from us. From us would be bad. We don't earn anything from this. So that's the allspice dram. Right. There's the original.
So this is without falernum?
That's without falernum.
The falernum balances the allspice dram. Because this tastes
like allspice dram.
like allspice dram.
I mean, maybe I shouldn't have added the extra allspice dram. Who knows?
Very likely.
That takes over. Oof. Seriously takes over.
Yeah, no, that is good.
This is just falernum.
Right.
No allspice dram. We kicked up the falernum though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I don't think you want to kick up when you make the change.
Well, you know what we could do?
Pour them together.
Pour them together, right?
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Would you, here, I'll just, we'll remove this garnish.
Mm-hmm.
And this straw.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll remove this garnish.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll pour into Gandalf because Gandalf is the bigger mug.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Much bigger mug.
Yeah.
Yeah, tiki mugs can be really big, even when they don't look like they're all that big. Okay, so this
is a
this should
concoction.
be this should be that, right?
Close.
Right, because the falernum, the extra falernum from here went into that, and the extra allspice dram from there went into this. Everything else is in the right proportion, so it should be the same.
Should be.
This is my approximating a spindle blender.
Oh, okay. And it could have been, it needed more stirring when I tasted it.
There's something different.
Yeah.
This is better.
Yeah. This has too much allspice to it.
I don't know how that is. So, I mean, there's something about, we know that there is something about you can't just scale up.
Right.
Right? Much as we often do in order to make punches and that sort of thing. That doesn't always work, especially when you're using ingredients like this. I would hesitate to say if you were scaling up a punch or something that had absinthe in it, for example, that you would just take like the 1/4 ounce and scale that up across all of the drinks that would be in a punch, because that just wouldn't work. Everything should be the same. These proportions should be the same as this.
Know.
You gonna drink that?
Yeah, I'll drink it.
Okay. You don't have to.
Can I have this?
Yeah,
Are
you
using
can.
them?
No, you can have them. Stab them. Would you like a garnish though?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Pick a garnish. So, quite interesting. So, obviously, it makes a difference on what ingredients are in there. Either the falernum only or the allspice dram only did not work. But then we also learned something else. When we put those two together, it wasn't quite as good as the original. So, there's something else going on here with proportions that changes that as well. Now, we do have 3 full cocktails here, so we're going to have to be a little careful about what we do from this part on in the evening in terms of what we make in terms of cocktails, because I do want to play around a little bit more. Wow. So what do we want to do here?
But we don't go to work tomorrow.
We don't go to work tomorrow, but we have a place to be at noon tomorrow. So,
And Hamilton also imports Nissan.
So I should, as long as we're doing various shout-outs, let me give a shout-out to the company I work for, who, the Institute for Defense Analyses, who, in recognition of Black History Month, has made available tickets to go to the African American Museum downtown D.C., and we joined we're using those tickets tomorrow to go to the African American Museum. I have not been there. I am very much looking forward to doing that and getting there. It was just one of those things that, because the lines are usually hellaciously long, we've just never done that. So kudos for IDA for making that opportunity available. Okay, so I knock orange juice a lot. Orange juice is sort of the insipid citric. It doesn't have the same punch as either lemon or lime or even grapefruit juice. It doesn't even have the same sweetness of other juices like mango or papaya that you might use in a cocktail. It's just kind of there. And that's why when I'm making cocktails, I don't generally include it in my sour component as when I'm doing proportions. I consider it part of the weak component. So let's do this. Let's find out how much the half ounce of orange juice is actually contributing to this cocktail.
And I don't think I would put anything in its place.
So we're just going to do, so Star says don't do anything in its place. So we're just going to pull out the half ounce of orange juice. Otherwise it is going to be a 3 dots and a dash minus the oranges. So apparently we lost either Florida or California in the war. Right? That's what that is because we don't have any orange juice. Okay, let me rinse these out. Oh, that one's been rinsed. Go over here. That gets out. That gets out. So repeat after me. A half ounce of honey syrup. And then a half ounce of lime juice. Half ounce lime juice. 0 ounces of orange juice. There we go. Got that taken care of. We need 1.5 ounces of the Duquesne. I honestly don't know what the deal is with the difference between that drink and that drink. Because to me, the difference in flavor profile is that the agricole is much more prominent in this one than it appears to be in that one. And I don't understand how that's possible. Half ounce Eldorado 8-year. That was actually a little skimpy on that, so we're going to go there. The rest of that can go in that glass. Dashes of Angostura. There's the Angostura. Falernum and allspice dram. Duh. I'm like staring at this going, I'm missing something. 1/4 ounce allspice dram. 1/4 ounce allspice dram. 1/4 ounce falernum. It's not like we're changing up the falernum or the allspice dram at all. These are the same. Okay. There we go. 3 ounces crushed ice, 3 ounces pebble ice. Four seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. There we go. And I do have another tiki mug sitting right here. Because we did Frodo, we did Gandalf. It's time to do the hero, the story, Gollum. What? He's the hero. He's the one that takes the ring into Mount Doom. He's the hero of the story. Frodo couldn't cut it at the end. Alright, there we go. No orange juice. It's the only thing that's different here. Oh, aside from the fact that it needs a garnish. There we go.
And a straw.
And a straw. Can I use this straw or is it going to contaminate?
No, you can use that
Okay.
straw.
There you go there. All right. We'll take the original 3 dots and a dash.
Uh-huh.
Yum. Still yum. We'll take the, what should be the original 3 dots and a dash recipe, but somehow isn't. They're getting closer.
Yeah, I think it might be dilution.
Dilution. No orange juice. How much of a difference does the half ounce of orange juice make?
It makes a difference.
What? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Wait, let me have some water. Try this. so good. It makes a difference. It does. It absolutely does. There's just something about the little bit of sweetness and a little bit of sourness that it brings that I don't think you could get with anything but, I mean,
Yeah.
certainly you could add a little more simple syrup
Right.
and maybe a little more lime juice and get really close.
Right?
Or you could add a half ounce of orange juice to it. Yeah.
All these ingredients are important.
Because of all of these drinks,
Uh-huh.
we like this one the best.
Absolutely.
So, you know, the kind of, I mean, I hate to say it, but there you go. Yeah, the recipe matters. Who knew? Right? All of these ingredients do, in fact, matter. There's also the dashes of Angostura in there may have been a little deeper than they were in here. So that may be adding a little bit of difference to it as well. I don't know. Really, really interesting that exists in that way. So here we go. We're going to add...
Not the results you were expecting.
I was expecting those results with the falernum and the allspice dram, that those were not interchangeable and that the absence of them would matter. I was not expecting the orange juice to matter as much as it did.
It's science! Because we
Science!
documented it.
Science! I was going to say, we got it on tape, but we
Yeah.
don't, and we have it on electrons or
We have,
something.
yeah.
We have recorded evidence of it. There you go. I added the half ounce of orange juice. These are virtually identical now.
Excellent.
Yep. So, wow. We could go back and redo this, and instead of doubling up the allspice dram and doubling up the falernum, which, as Star points out, may have been, you know, messing with the experimental parameters, but there's no way that we can handle two more 3 dots and a dash this evening, and I'm just reluctant to take these ingredients and just put them in glasses and only have us take a couple of sips of them and then pour them down the sink.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like
No.
it's an appropriate usage of what is yummy stuff. So we've learned a few things. Recipes matter. Apparently, the transmutive properties of allspice dram and falernum aren't necessarily appropriate because that drink is still a little different than the others. We learned that, yes, orange juice is still pretty insipid, but it can matter when used in the proper amounts and proper proportions. So, yeah, yummy, yummy stuff. We learned that the Peninsula cherries are awesome, although I guess we knew that originally.
Yeah, we knew that.
We learned that rum Nissan, rum
La Favorite.
La Favorite, and Duquesne, all rum agricoles, Ed Hamilton produces or doesn't produce, brings into the country. So, or at least did at one time. I don't know if somebody else is doing some element of them. But apparently Ed has a thing for rum agricole, and so do we. So there you go. What else we got? What else do I have for you this evening? Not a whole lot. I think that's about.
You were going to show the smoker.
I was going to show the smoker. Do you want to see the smoker? Yeah, I just want to see the smoker and see how it works. I mean, we got like 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
We can do that. All right, so we're going to break out the box again. All right, here's our cap. Here is our smoker. And then we have our choice. We have applewood, cherrywood, oakwood, and pecan wood.
Cherrywood.
Cherrywood? Want to see, what do I got up here? Just do a smoked old fashioned? Or do we just want to do a little smoke in a glass and show
I
how
think
it
just
works?
a little smoke in a glass.
Okay.
And then we'll put some rum in it.
Hold on a second. Oh, that's still quite tasty. Yeah, we'll do it in the cotton reed tasting glass. How's that?
Okay.
So we're going to set this here. I'm going to, you said cherry wood, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this package kit comes with these small tins of wood. We have been warned that the wood chips that come with this are not necessarily the best in the world. Oh, that smells so good. All right, so we're just going to take a little tiny pinch here. Doesn't need to be much. This is not a fill up the container with wood chips. And as a consequence, these wood chips should last quite a while. All right, there's very, very little wood chips in there. See that? Tiny little bit of wood chips. This is only the second time I've made anything that is smoked in this manner, so we'll see how this goes. It does recommend that you don't use something like this, like your Bic lighters. They do say you need a little heftier flame in order to get things going. So you should be using your
Brûlée torch.
brûlée torch. There we go.
Many of the kits come with a torch, but
Right.
we have multiple
we have
torches.
multiple torches, so we don't need that. So we're just going to stick this down in here. Things are burning. Turn that off. Turn that off. Cover that. And hopefully you can see, do I need to move this back? I need to move this back. Look at how much smoke is already in that glass, right? You have now essentially covered the bottom of this glass in misty, smoky yumminess.
And
you can
I
let this.
assume easier to use than the pine board, and you have options besides pine.
Right. Well, I mean, even on the pine board, usually what I do is I can take things like cloves and put them on there. You can stick a clove in here and torch the clove, and you'll get a clove smell in here. That's in fact what I was looking for, was clove. I would not advise doing that with nutmeg. Nutmeg gets this really sort of burnt, rancidy flavor. Nutmeg is much better as a just grate over the top kind of thing. So there you go. I can take this off and you'll see some of the smoke escaping. Right.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. These are excellent glasses for doing this, by the way, because you have the bowl that comes up here, so a lot of the smoke will collect in the bowl, and it's because the neck's down, it's harder to come out. You can do the same thing, and I actually showed a bartender at the MGM this trick of, instead of using a glass like
Keith says neato.
this, right? This is what he was using. He was just burning stuff, putting the glass over it, and collecting smoke in there. And as soon as he turned the glass over, all the smoke dissipated. And I went, well, why don't you use a snifter? He was like, what? What do you mean? And so he dug out a snifter that looks like this, turned it over, burned, right? And then when he flipped it back over, the smoke had a harder time getting up and out of the snifter portion because it narrows. And he's like, okay, you just improved my cocktails. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. And now I know what this tasted like beforehand. And now a lot of the smoke has either floated out or has been soaked into the rum. It does. Oh, it's. Yeah, there's just the smoky yumminess here. Oh, that's quite good. Changes the drink completely. Changes the rum completely. Actually, there is a little tiny bit of falernum in there. But there you go. Does leave you with that smokiness on the back end. That reminds me of the reminds me a little bit of the Malarkey Smokehouse. The finish on that.
Oh yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, definitely a lot of smoke there.
Yeah.
A lot more smoke than I usually get from the pine board. So there you go. There we've made use of that. I can pop this guy right out. This is nice. The wooden. We thought about doing a ceramic or metal one, But we realized quite rapidly in our looking at these that while those can be sometimes very cool, because like there was one that was shaped like a volcano, and I
And
thought
one
that was
that
like,
was shaped like a skull.
and we thought they were very cool. But unfortunately, with those, the bottom piece is going to get hot, and so you can, if you set this down upon like a bar mat or something, it'll melt the bar mat. Whereas the wood is a nice insulator,
Right.
and doesn't do that. Also, you can be a little worried about if you were using a metal version of this and setting it on a glass that was, say, chock full of chipped ice, right? Because that glass
Right.
is really cold, and you set down, and it's only the top rim that's going to get the heat transfer.
Right.
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
there's nothing that's going to ruin a drink faster than shards of glass being in it, right? So don't do that. Let's not do that. This is Star and Pooch. We are Lovecraft Cocktails, closing in on the 3-year mark.
Yeah.
And, well,
And I'm up to like 76 on YouTube. So.
and, well, you know, what do we say when the episode is just about done? The end is nigh.
The end is nigh.
The end is nigh.
Yes.
So drink up. The end is nigh. There you go. I have to drink while I'm signing off, so here we are.